Good day everyone, my name is Kit Salas and for today's video I'm going to tackle the Chapter 7 which is the law regulating transportation establishment in the Philippines. For our learning objectives, first, identify the laws affecting the transportation sector in the Philippines. Second, identify the rights of passengers of commercial transportation. Fourth, explain the relevance of these laws to the promotion of tourism in the Philippines. Fifth, understand the challenges and future directions of transportation regulation in the Philippines. For our topic outline, first, laws governing common carriers. A. Definitions and obligations. B. Liability and enforcement. Second, contracts of carriage. A. Nature of tickets. Third, regulation of transportation sector. A. DOTC and K agencies. B. Air, shipping, and land transportation. Fourth, tourist transport accreditation. A. Standards and requirements. 5. Specific laws and regulations. A. National laws. B. Government regulation. C. Additional regulations. 6. Enforcement and challenges. A. Agencies. Penalties and challenges. 7. Impact and future directions. A. Economic and tourism impacts. B. Technological advancement. C. Challenges and opportunities. 8. International comparison. 9. Users perspective. 10. Specific tourist transport regulations. 11. Specific modes of transport. 12. Historical context. 13th, relevance of to tourism promotion. 14th, additional points. First, laws governing common carriers. Definition of common carriers. A common carrier is defined as a person, corporation, firm, or association that engage in the business of transporting passengers or goods or both by land, water, or air for compensation, offering their services to the public. This definition encompasses those who offer transportation services on a regular or scheduled basis, as well as those who do so on occasional, episodic, or unscheduled basis. The Civil Code distinguishes between private carriers who do not hold themselves out to the public and common carriers who are obligated to serve the public. Extraordinary diligence and passenger safety. Common carriers are bound to observe extraordinary diligence in the vigilance over goods and for the safety of passengers transported. This means they must exercise the utmost care and foresight to ensure the safety of their passengers. The presumption of negligence automatically arises in the cases of passenger injury or death, placing the burden on the common carrier to prove they exercise extraordinary diligence. This liability cannot be lessened or dispensed with through stipulations, notices, or statements on tickets. Liability for acts of employees and strangers. First, common carriers are liable for the death or injuries to passengers caused by the negligence or willful acts of their employees, even if those employees acted beyond their authority or violated company orders. This liability extends to situations involving strangers, such as hijackings, if the carrier fails to demonstrate they took reasonable precautions to protect passengers. The carrier must demonstrate that they exercised due diligence in the selection and supervision of their employees. Enforcement of liability and recoverable damage. Passengers can file lawsuits based on COPA contractual branch or contract, or COPA aquiliana or quasi-delec, for death or injury caused by the carrier's negligence. Damages recoverable include actual damages such as medical expenses, etc., compensatory damages, unrealized profits, moral damages, mental anguish, exemplary damages, punitive for willful misconduct, death, interminatory attorney's fees, and nominal damages, where no actual damages are proven. Second, contracts of carriage. Nature of airlines, bus, and shipping tickets. Airline, bus, or shipping tickets are considered contracts of adhesion, meaning they are drafted by the carrier and presented to passengers for acceptance or rejection. Passengers are typically bound by the terms of these tickets, even they haven't read them, but the courts will scrutinize such contracts to protect passengers from unfair terms. Third, regulation of the transportation business. Department of Transportation and Communications, or DOTC. The DOTC is the primary government agency responsible for policy, planning, and regulation of transportation and communication system in the Philippines. It has the authority to determine the necessity, viability, and public benefit of transportation projects. Air transportation. Civil Aeronautics Board, or CAB, regulates the economic aspect of air transportation, including setting fares, issuing permits, and overseeing domestic and foreign air carriers. Air Transportation Office, or ATO, handles technical or operational aspects of civil aviation, including aircraft inspection and registration, enforcement of air traffic rules, and investigating aircraft accidents. Shipping industry. Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA, responsible for the development, promotion, and regulation of the maritime industry, including vessel registration, licensing, route determination, and safety standards and enforcement. Land Transportation. Land Transportation Office, or LTO, manages vehicle registration, licensing of owners, dealers, conductors, and drivers, and enforcement emission standards. Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board regulates public land transportation services, including setting fares, issuing certificate of public convenience, and imposing penalties for violations. Fourth, accreditation of transportation vehicle by the Department of Tourism. Importance of accreditation. Accreditation by the Department of Tourism, although not mandatory, but it enhances the marketability of transportation vehicle for tourists. Standard requirements for tourist vehicle. Detailed standards are set for land, water, and air transport vehicles, including vehicle age limits, equipment, or air conditioning, fire extinguishers, and first aid kits, and etc. Staffing, trained coaches, English speaking, and facilities, garage, and parking. Documentation for accreditation. Applicants must submit business permits, ownership proof, insurance certificates, and other required documents. Accreditation of motorized boats or bangkas. Specific standards and requirements are outlined for boats used for tourist services, covering materials, equipment, crew, qualification, and safety protocol. Number 5. Specific laws and regulations. The Civil Code of the Philippines, Article 1732 to 1766, provides a comprehensive framework for common carrier regulation, including liability for negligence, accidents, hijackings, and the rights and obligations of carriers and passengers. Public Service Act, Commonwealth Act No. 146, defines public utilities, outlines the need for certificates of public convenience, and establishes the requirements for obtaining them. Seatbelt Use Act of 1999, Republic Act 8750, mandates the use of seatbelts by drivers and front seat passengers in both public and private vehicles. Animal Welfare Act of 1998, Republic Act 8485, regulates the transportation of pets and other animals by public utilities. Republic Act 123, 1947, regulates the importation of animals into the Philippines, requiring permits, health certificates, and quarantine procedures. Administrative Code of 1987. Book 4, Title XV Section 2 establishes the DOTC as the primary government agency for transportation and communication regulation. Republic Act No. 776, Civil Aeronautics Act of the Philippines, defines the power and duties of the CAB in regulating economic aspect of air transportation. Executive Order No. 125, 1987, create the ATO for technical and operational aspect of civil aviation. Presidential Decree No. 474, 1974, creates the Marina for Maritime Industry Development, Promotion, and Regulation. Republic Act Number 92995, 2004 outlines the function of Marina in regulating domestic shipping, including vessel registration, licensing, safety standards, and rate setting. Executive Number 202, 1979 establishes the LTFRB for regulating public land transportation services. Clean Air Act of 1999, Republic Act 8749, requires vehicle to pass emission test for registration. Republic Act 6537, Anti-Carnapping Act of 1972, regulates the importation of motor vehicles, requiring reporting to the LTO, maintaining records of transactions, and complying with emission standards. Local Government Code of 1991, Section 447 to 458, grants local government units authority to regulate tricycle, pedicabs, and kalisas. Limited Access Highway Act, Republic Act 2000 as amended by Executive Order 5746 authorized the DOTC regulate access to limited access highways. Administrative Order or AO, Hashtag 1 1968 prohibits motorcycle pedicabs, tricycles, and vehicles na limited access highways. DOT Memorandum Circular Number 98 of 5 April 23, 1998 outlines the accreditation process and standard for tourist transportation vehicle. Rules and regulations to govern the accreditation of travel and tour services. Provides specific requirements for land, water, and air transport vehicle, including vehicle age limits, equipment, staffing, and facilities. Philippine Merchant Marine Rules and Regulations, or PMMR, covers a wide range of maritime safety and operation standards, including lighting requirements for vessels, life-saving devices, and firefighting equipment. Enforcement and challenges. Enforcement agencies, DOTC, CAB, ATO, Marina, LTO, LTFRB, and local government units are responsible for enforcing transportation laws and regulations. The Bureau of Quarantine Enforcement Regulation for Animal Transport, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, enforces emission standards. Penalties for violations. Penalties can include fines, suspension or revocation of licenses, and even imprisonment in some cases. Challenges enforcement. Limited resources and personnel, corruption and lack of transparency, public resistance, and non-compliance. Impact on future directions. Economic impact. Transportation regulations significantly impact trade, commerce, and development in the Philippines. Tourist promotion. The tourist sector is directly affected by transportation regulations and their impact on tourist experiences. Technological advancement. Emerging technologies like autonomous vehicles and e-commerce are likely to reshape transportation laws and regulations in the future. Challenges and opportunities. Addressing infrastructure gaps, improving safety standards and enforcement, managing the growth of ride-sharing services, and promoting sustainable transportation. International comparisons. The Philippine transportation regulations can be compared to those of other Southeast Asian nations and globally. Best practices and lessons learned from other countries can help inform and improve transportation policy. User perspective. Consider the practical implications of transportation, laws for passengers, drivers, and businesses. Identify any concerns, difficulties, or challenges they face related to current regulation. Specific regulations for tourist transport. Delve deeper into specific regulations for tourist transport such as safety standards for tourist buses, ferries, and other modes, regulations regarding luggages, proficiency for drivers or guides, requirements for tourist-oriented facilities or amenities. Specific modes of transportation. Explore specific laws and regulations for specific mode of transportation, including trucks and heavy vehicles, taxis and ride-sharing services, water taxes and ferries, air taxes and private aviation. Historical context. Explore the evolution of transportation, laws, and regulations in the Philippines. Analyze how historical events have influenced current transportation policies. Additional considerations. The Bureau of Quarantine. This agency plays a crucial role in regulating the transportation of animals, particularly for international travel. It requires specific health certificates, vaccination records, and permits for animals entering or leaving the Philippines. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR. This agency is involved in the importation of vehicles through its Certificate of Conformity, or COC program, which certifies that vehicle meet emission standards. The Philippine Merchant Marine rules and regulations. These regulations cover a wide range of maritime safety and operation standards, including lighting requirements for vessel, life-saving devices, and firefighting equipment. Relevance of tourism promotion. Safe and reliable transportation. The laws discussed are essential for promoting tourism by ensuring safe, reliable, and comfortable transportation options for visitors. Tourist confidence. Strict regulations contribute to tourist confidence and a positive travel experience, boosting the Philippine tourism industry. Compliance and enforcement. Effective enforcement of these laws is critical for ensuring travel safety and maintaining the reputation of the Philippine tourism sector. Additional points. Franchise versus Certificate of Public Convenience. A franchise is granted by legislation, while a Certificate of Public Convenience is granted by the government agency. The Regulation of Domestic Shipping, Republic Act No. 9295, brought the regulation to the domestic shipping industry, allowing ship operators to set their own rates under certain conditions. Key findings and conclusions. The Philippine transportation sector is governed by a complex web of laws and regulations designed to ensure safety, promote tourism, and manage economic development. While these laws provide a framework for responsible operations, challenging remain, including limited resources for enforcement, corruption, and adapting to technological advancement. And for our conclusion, a strong regulatory framework. The Philippines has established a comprehensive legal framework for regulating transportation, covering various modes of and aspects of operations. This framework is crucial for ensuring passenger safety, protecting public interest, and promoting a vibrant tourism sector. Importance of enforcement. Effective enforcement of transportation laws and regulations is essential to realize their full potential. This includes addressing challenges like corruption, resources constraints, and public non-compliance. And adapting to change. The transportation landscape is evolving rapidly due to technological advancement. Regulations must adapt to these challenges to promote innovation, improve safety, and meet evolving users' needs. Collaboration is key. Effective transportation policy requires collaboration among government agencies, industry stakeholders, and the public. Working together is essential to address challenges, for faster innovation, and promote sustainable transportation system. So guys, this report provides a comprehensive understanding of legal landscape of the transportation in the Philippines. The finding highlights the importance of a robust legal framework, effective enforcement, and proactive adoption to ensure a safe, efficient, and thriving transportation sector that benefits the Philippine economy and its people. So thank you for listening, guys, and I hope you learned something about my discussion. And see you on my next video. And thank you, and God bless us all. Goodbye.